wife here?
Not yet.
Okay.
She was kind of undecided about whether she really wanted to come.
Okay, fair enough.
She doesn't really see the appeal for some reason.
Fair.
I'm like, are you curious what I spend all this time and money on?
That's probably not a great question to ask.
So, I'm a bit tired now, so that time is probably going to be my best time.
I would say, yeah, the best thing for you to do, because we've hit all of our goals, is just to smooth and consistent, right?
Smooth and consistent, and focusing on the vision, what's going around.
I love it.
Yeah, track workers.
Are we missing a mic? Oh, you got it.
I'm wearing it.
You're already way ahead of me.
Yeah, because it takes me a while to put it in. Yeah, so consistent. Probably we should have a couple of laps where you say less, even if I'm making mistakes, just to have me practice more being solo again. Not that I haven't been solo several times.
Yeah. My goal is to have you have the ability to go out and track by yourself in any condition and have no problems whatsoever even coming close to going off track, but to have your biggest problem being like, oh, I was like a foot farther off that apex than I wanted. You know what I mean?
That would be a nice problem.
I turned in a foot too early there. That's the kind of problems we want. Those are the problems that we want to work our way towards. Nobody's perfect. It'll never happen, right?
I haven't spun today, so I don't know. That feels weird.
That's good. Fun is good. Obviously, that's kind of the overbearing goal, right? Fun.
Yeah.
But the fun is derived from things like progression, meeting goals, like you just did.
So I guess I don't know, the tires were running at 40 psi when I came off from the first round, and I let out a lot of air to get them back down to like 33. And I'm just wondering if that was giving me more grip and more confidence.
You got a higher pressure?
They were running at a higher pressure, and I reduced the pressure.
I think reducing the pressure would give you more traction.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Let me know if you want it louder.
I mean, that was pretty good because, you know, at the noisiest parts. You go a little bit louder now, like it's
Check.
a little louder.
Check.
A little louder.
Check.
Okay, that might hopefully, you know, let's go a little louder again.
Check.
Yeah, okay, hopefully that'll last us
Okay.
through the,
I can be louder myself too, but during the checks I try to be
is that the
louder.
Type R one, the coaches you said?
The one in front of us is, the one to the right is not. There's two of them. There's the gray one in front of us.
I meant the gray one.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Anytime you see an X on a car, it's one of the coaches.
When I did Hooked on Driving the first time, it was Friends of Corvettes weekend, so it was all Corvettes.
So one thing I wanted to reiterate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end of the day, right? We've got this session and one more.
Mm-hmm.
The tendency, and you've heard this, I'm sure, a few times. The tendency is for people to start getting lazy, and so usually what that means is they do things that they think are safe, but usually are the opposite. One of which would be like turning in too early, not using all of the track, and perhaps not getting back on throttle around or before apex.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's surprising me, is you getting me on throttle before apex. My model, it was like trail braking, off the brakes, into the apex, and then on the gas, and you're saying get on the gas way earlier.
When you're on throttle, that's when you actually have the most amount of traction, right? When is the highest stress point on any corner? Well, it's the apex, right? That's the highest G loading. So it makes sense to have the most amount of traction at the highest G loading.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Don't forget to buckle your helmet.
Now we know what happens to the best of us.
That's funny.
You can borrow that if you want.
I will, yeah.
wonder if sitting in this many idling cars is costing me IQ points. Yeah.
What doesn't cost us IQ points anymore, right?
Yeah.
I always tell myself something positive.
Everything's fun. Drinking, you know, like...
I was going to say, yeah, it's killing the bad brain cells. That's what I'm going to tell myself.
Right.
If I pretend to be smart, eventually one day I'll be smart, right?
Pretty much.
So, on only just a couple corners will the braking be different from this, but like corners where we're braking a large amount, so 10, 11, 14, where we're coming in hot, I want that brake to be super firm initially, right? And then because we need it to be a consistent brake.
Yeah.
So when we brake firm, we want the braking distance to be approximately the same every time.
Yep.
So if we hit it, gently and then add some later, or we taper into a hard brake, we don't know how the distances might change, right? So if we're firm at the exact same pedal pressure initially the entire time, then we can kind of gauge and judge whether we're over braking or we're moving that braking point forward or back.
So I think a reason why I'm not braking more firmly is because of that squirm I think I'm getting.
So the key to help you with that, right, is to remember get to the edge of the track.
Yep.
Get that car straight and then firmly hit the brakes. So get in place first, make sure that you're steady, and then try and firmly hit those brakes. started like 6 or 8 feet off the edge, so that will start to help.
Well, I was coming through, I went right to handle that it's like something.
physically possible. Again, that would be 100% in full.
Yeah.
If it causes you an accident, you're steering it. Your job is to be predictable. If you hate something, the higher it is, when you're offline, they're like, oh, he's letting me pass it. Yeah, it's great reason to do it.
focus on the goals.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think I'm getting too competitive because I actually am able to keep up with these cars.
It is kind of a trap. So what
Which has
happens?
not been true at my other track days. I think in all my other track days I've struggled.
It can be difficult because not all of them you had somebody in the car.
Yeah.
Perhaps that could be a change.
Yeah.
The hardest part to do is because it's always fun to pass somebody. It's always fun to keep up with somebody. But is that always in your best interest of learning?
Right.
That's what you kind of have to ask. I just know that I've gotten caught up in going fast. Sometimes reinforces bad habits that I'm practicing.
Yeah.
When in actuality, I should slow down and focus on doing things properly until it's intuitive, an unconscious thing. And then I can worry about, and usually your proper practices will lead you to being faster than those people.
I believe it.
Our last session will take a little bit more off. We'll focus on being smooth and hitting those marks every single time.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I should commit to not worrying about the other cars.
It's a challenge. It's a total challenge. You don't want to get hit.
I did feel like there was some bad behavior.
And that's that's something that we're all going to have to deal with from time to time. So that's, even those people behind you, your concern about them doing weird things like passing without a 0.5 is totally
Well, I definitely, if I see a car coming up there, I don't want to like pull in front of him.
Sure, absolutely. But technically that car was where you were supposed to be, and so when you were offline, it makes you wonder, was he there because he thought that you were letting him by?
Yeah.
Even though that's not a place, we don't want him to give him any bad ideas either.
Yeah.
Cool. Not bad, not bad. We got a little more homework to do.
Yeah. Yeah, none of those times are especially fast.
We struggled with a lot of traffic in that session.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have, I picked the faster lane. I thought it would be better.
You know, it has been pretty good for us. So, like I said, nothing you did was really out of the norm. It was more just difficult situations, right?
So
People doing odd things, lots of traffic.
Those times when you said I was coming in too hot, how did you know I was coming? What's the difference between coming in faster than I'm like used to and coming in too hot?
It's a combination of things, right? One, like technically it's probably not fast, right? But most of the time we're not on the edge of the track, right? So we need to be on that white line if that speed's going to work. Does that make sense? Most of the time between the braking and sometimes perhaps a little laziness end of the day, we'll end up closer to the middle of the track. Well, at that speed, which could be proper, right? If we have the wide arc, we can't make that radius at that speed, so we end up missing the apex by a large margin.
Okay. So
did you notice that we missed quite a few?
Is kind of, if I'm missing the apex, I've come in too hot.
Usually, yeah. So our series, our order of operation is repeatability, consistency, right?
What's the difference between repeatability and consistency?
It's the same thing, right? Hitting those marks, right? This is all the same thing, right? Just different wording, right? So as long as I'm using all of the track and I'm hitting every apex, then I can focus on gaining speed. Until then, right, I have to slow down and hit those apexes.
Sorry, one more time. So repeatability, consistency, what was the next bit?
Hitting apexes.
Hitting apexes?
Yeah. Until I've got those three, right, I need to continue slowing my entrances down until those three occur.
Yeah.
After that, then I can focus on increasing my speed.
Yeah. Someone else told me that focus on smoothness and the speed will come.
Sure. That's fair. Fair. But smoothness should be a byproduct of doing these consistently.
Right. Repeatability.
You can be smooth and offline.
Hitting the apex. Yep. And then the last thing that it's just the three.
Then you can add speed. Once you've got these three, then we can add speed.
Yep.
Cool.
Seems like a fair game.
All right. I'll see you in about an hour.
Yep. If I want to use my, are you about to go off and?
I have another coaching gig, but what's up?
I wanted to do my entire last session with you. No, okay, she hasn't turned up. No, we're all good.
Okay.
We're all good.
No worries. You know what, I got a backup helmet. I'm going to leave this one with you.
Oh, cool.